Hey everyone. So this is something that is really super important to me, which again is financial freedom, real estate, stocks, whatever pertains to it. I am super, super, super invested in it. And I wanted to educate you all on what is literally going on in this housing market and why investors and sellers are holding on to the equity in their homes. So back in 2008, when housing prices were at rock bottom, historically low, it is renownedly known as the best real estate market for investors ever in the history of America. 2008 market crash. It was super hard to get a loan due to lending requirements. However, houses were dirt cheap. I'm talking $10,000, $20,000. You can buy an entire house. But what were the interest rates? The interest rates were 12, 13, 14%, right? So people were dealing with these cheap properties, but at such a rate that it was unbelievable, right? Now in today's time, fast forward 30 years, you wouldn't blink twice at buying something for 20 grand because literally, I mean, you'll be able to pay that off in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years max, right? With your earning potential now. And so when you look at a $400,000 house, which is right around that average median home in America today, you're looking at paying more than 10 times what someone would have paid for a house just a little under 20, 15 years ago. So you can see how prices have changed drastically. And then the interest rates today are just under 7%. So a lot lower than 2008. But the price of the home is just drastically higher. And so someone who may have bought 5 houses for $20,000 and they're all worth $400,000 now, they're multimillionaires, right? Just off of those 5 properties that they bought. And again, in order to make such a return, they had to hold, they had to weather the storm, they had to buy when everyone else was afraid to buy. They had to do certain things that everybody else was afraid to do. Now in today's market, in 2021 and early 2022, you were able to get houses at the cheapest interest rates in American history, which was around 2.5%. And then me personally, I was able to get homes at 3% and lower. Because of this, it was easy to cash flow when putting 10% down. It was easy to cash flow when your mortgage is a lot cheaper than, let's say, a 6 or 7% rate, which we're dealing with currently, right? And so with housing being a lot cheaper to afford, with rates being so low, and although prices were high, you were still able to make a profit because interest rates were so low. So when you get a renter in there and they're paying more than what the mortgage is worth, you can justify buying it at those price points. Now that interest rates have more than doubled in just a 12-month period, you're no longer seeing that cash flow and you're seeing people back away from deals that they normally would have bought under circumstances that were deemed normal based on the interest rate environment that we were in. Now, although rates have risen, buyers are saying, my home is worth this because every other house was worth that amount on this block when interest rates were good. So although interest rates are bad, I am not looking to sell for less. So what you'll see now is people selling or putting their property on the market for $5,000 less, then another $5,000 off, and another $5,000 off, and maybe even $10,000 off. But if it doesn't sell at that point and I've given away $30,000, $20,000 of equity, then I'm just going to hold on to this property and wait for interest rates to go back down, because interest rates can't be at 7% forever. This is what certain buyers are saying right now. And they are trying to maximize their cash potential by selling the house when its value is high. And honestly, they missed the boat on that. And so they're trying to redeem themselves by holding on to the little equity that they can have left. Now, although home buyers are still willing to buy in these markets, these sellers are not willing to negotiate down on their prices. And the main reason for this is because they see what other properties have sold for. They understand that interest rates will continue to fluctuate, go up and down. And they also understand that if somebody else was able to get top dollar for their property, why should they sell now and be in distress in order to make money when they could have been getting top dollar for their property as well, right? So now you see people not wanting to budge on price, but investors are saying, hey, this is not worth this because I can't make any money on that deal. So now you got high prices, high rates, and no buyers, right? It was okay to have high prices when rates were low. It was okay to have low prices when rates were high. But now, because we're stuck in the middle where rates are rising and prices are already where they are, prices are high, rates are high, and this is leading to people being unable to purchase a home that they can possibly afford. And so with that being said, it will be a struggle for the next 6 to 7 to 8 months before you start to see a decline in housing prices by over 10 to 20%. And it's going to start with one person literally leading the charge, leading that domino effect to happen, where they just say, you know what, I need to sell because I have to move. I need to sell because of X, Y, and Z. I need to sell in order to buy something else. Whatever the case may be, they're going to sell. They are going to make some type of profit. Whether they had bought the house in 2008 for $100K and now they're selling it for $200K instead of $250K, they still made a profit. And with that, that is going to set the new mark for what houses are worth in particular areas. So with that being said, again, it's going to be a waiting game, because nobody, again, is going to want to lose in a deal. And until the market corrects itself and tells these sellers what the price of their home truly is moving forward, they are not going to be willing to negotiate too much off of their price. With that being said, I hope you found this video very enjoyable, entertaining, and informative. And I post every single day daily at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you like videos like this and you want me to cover it more in depth, please let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.